Hello. So today we'll be continuing with the third part of the general histology slides. So try to identify the given slide and give points in favor of its identification. Yes, in this slide we can see the keratinized stratified squamous epithelium. Sebaceous glands have been focused and also a hair follicle is seen. So the given slide is that of a thin skin. The epidermis is lined by keratinized stratified squamous epithelium within stratum corneum. The dermis is further divided into two, the outer papillary layer and inner reticular layer. The papillary layer contains connective tissue, sweat glands, sebaceous glands, hair follicles, erector pylori muscle, blood vessels, and free nerve endings. The inner reticular layer contains bundles of collagen fibers. In between, you are going to find is the adipose tissue. So coming to slide number 19, identify the given slide and give points in favor of its identification. You can see the lining epithelium, which is made up of keratinized stratified squamous epithelium, and in the dermis sweat glands have been focused. So apart from this, it contains the blood vessels and nerves So this is a section of thick skin. So it contains outer epidermis and inner dermis. The epidermis is lined by keratinized stratified squamous epithelium with a thick stratum corneum. The dermis is further divided into outer papillary layer and inner reticular layer. The outer papillary layer contains connective tissue, sweat glands, blood vessels, free nerve endings, Pacinian corpuscles. The inner reticular layer contains collagen bundles with adipose tissue. So coming to slide number 20, try to identify the given slide and give points in favor of its identification. So here you can see the septa dividing the tissue into number of lobules. In each lobule there are numerous serous acini. Intralobular ducts are seen, so which are the striated duct and intercalated duct. So this is a section of a serous salivary gland. So example is parotid gland. It contains capsule and the septa divide the gland into number of lobules. Numerous serous acini are seen. So intralobular ducts are intercalated and striated ducts. Apart from the intralobular ducts, interlobular ducts are also seen, which are larger. Just coming to slide number 21. So identify this given slide and give points in favor of its identification. Here you can see the septa dividing the tissue into a number of lobules. Mucus acini and serous demilunes are seen. Intralobular ducts, that is, the striated and intercalated ducts, are seen. So, given slide is mucous salivary gland. So, example is sublingual gland. So, it contains a capsule and septa. So, this septa divide the gland into a number of lobules. Numerous mucus acini are seen. Apart from this, the serous demilunes are also present. It contains both intralobular and interlobular ducts. The intralobular ducts are intercalated and striated ducts. Yes, next coming to slide number 22. Try to identify the given slide and give points in favor of its identification. So here you can see the septa dividing the tissue into number of lobules. So this slide contains both serous acini, mucus acini and serous demilunes. So intralobular ducts are seen, both striated and intercalated ducts. Yes, the given slide is a mixed salivary gland. Example is a submandibular gland. You can see it is surrounded by capsule and the septa divide the gland into number of lobules. So each lobule contains numerous serous acini, mucus acini and serous demilunes. This gland contains both intralobular and interlobular ducts. Intralobular ducts are intercalated and striated ducts. So coming to slide number 23, try to identify the given slide and give points in favor of identification. Here you can see the septa dividing the tissue into number of lobules, and each lobule you can see the serous acini with centroacinar cells. So interlobular ducts have been focused. Apart from this, we can see the islets of Langerhans. The given slide is pancreas. So this gland contains both exocrine and endocrine components. The exocrine component is made up of the serous acini with centroacinar cells. Typical bipolar staining is seen. So it contains the intralobular ducts and interlobular ducts. So intralobular ducts are intercalated and striated ducts. Apart from this, the endocrine part, which contains the islets of Langerhans, which is made up of alpha cells, beta cells and delta cells. They are richly supplied by capillaries. These islets are separated from the exocrine part by connective tissue. Just slide number 24. So try to identify the slide and give points in favor of its identification. So in this slide, the Wharton's jelly can be seen. Apart from this, you can see the umbilical vein and two umbilical arteries are visible. So this slide is usually focused in under the dissection microscope. So this is a section of umbilical cord. Outer covering flattened amniotic epithelial cells. So its interior contain a mass of mesenchyme or Wharton's jelly. Traversing the Wharton's jelly are two umbilical arteries and one umbilical vein. So it's usually the left umbilical vein which is left while the right umbilical vein has disappeared. Coming to slide number 25, try to identify the given slide and give points in favor of its identification. You can see the villi as well as the intervillus spaces. So this is sections of tertiary villus, where you have a central core of mesoderm with fetal capillaries. It's lined by the syncytiotrophoblast and cytotrophoblast. In the intervillus spaces are the maternal blood. So this is a section of the placenta. So cut sections of tertiary villus of varying sizes and shapes are seen. Each villus contains a central core of mesoderm with fetal capillaries, which are lined by simple squamous epithelium. They contain nucleated fetal RBCs. So this is covered by the syncytiotrophoblast and outer discontinuous cytotrophoblast. Maternal blood is present in the intervillus spaces.